This is Subspace D&D, Episode 13, The History of Scales, Part 3, where we jump right back into the battle that just ended with Rothkin, where essentially he was suspended into the air by Orbweeb with the Hold Magic spell, and then Demonia caused him to plummet to his death. They finished him off with a quick, swift warlock blade to Rothkin's neck, decapitating his head from his body, and Corwin stashing the head into his bag. In this plight, he did release a fireball that cascaded over Orbweeb and Steve, almost killing them in the process, but they managed to survive. During this point, Orbweeb was passed out. And as she was passed out, O'Flanagan did take a look into her bag at the request of his fellow party mates, and discovered that it was a platinum dragon egg. And this came to be quite a shock to everyone, and they told Orbweeb what was happening and what they found out as she reawoke. Steve also did survive. In this bout, they have now finished the fight with Rothkin, and Rothkin is now dead, and they planned to head to the village of Zekrom to finish the quest to deliver the egg. Does anybody have any questions, notes, or anything they'd like to say before we jump back into this again?
No, that was beautifully said.
That was
Again.
fantastic. That was great. We have 6 viewers.
Nice. Everybody watching,
Hello, everybody.
we just did like 10 minutes of this episode to find out we had no audio, and this is what I get for trying to fix Minecraft right before a stream. You guys are all getting ready to settle into bed. You are trying to recover the health you lost during this fight, and you are all climbing back into your bedrolls. Flanagan decides he's going to take watch and watch over all of you as you go into a slumber. He looks out to Pelios out ahead, and O'Flanagan seems to grow a sorrowful look in his eyes. And as you guys are well asleep, the sun begins to set. The sun begins to set on the horizon, and you guys are well into slumber. You guys climb into your bedrolls that Corwin was able to steal from a thief, from a shop innkeeper back in the Waterfall Citadel. During this, Orbweeb, you feel O'Flanagan nudge on your shoulder.
Here we go.
Buckle up, here we go.
You feel O'Flanagan
Do it
nudge
again.
on your
I'm ready
shoulder.
to hear it.
And your eyes flutter open, and you see O'Flanagan standing over you, almost in a domineering stance, and he looks down upon you, and he goes, "Why did you leave us?"
What?
A while back, we fought those spiders where we recovered that interesting sword Demonia has in her possession. And I remember they cascaded their webs all over me, and I got pushed against a rock, and I was stuck. I think at one point Corwin got stuck, and Corwin almost died. I watched you walk into the forest and leave us to die. You ran. As soon as it got tough, you bailed on us, and no one seems to mention it or to talk about it, but I saw you abandon us for dead. And do you think that little stunt you pulled with Rothkin, holding him in the air, saying you'll stay behind, you think that somehow might repay to anybody?
God has left the chat.
Now I'm gonna take my anger out on you. Why did you leave us in the fucking forest, Orbweeb? Why'd you leave us in the forest? You saw we were gonna fucking die, and you left us, and you ran into the forest.
Ooh.
Oh, Flanagan, I'm sorry. I was
Don't apologize
scared.
to me.
Okay.
I could have died. That wouldn't have been the first time either. I saved your life. I can't fly right now because I caught you in the air and braced you for an impact that crippled my wings. I am one of the last of my species, and I can't fly.
Due to the advancement of O'Flanagan's anger, I am now going to try to use sleight of hand and push
Okay.
Corwin and
All
get
right,
his attention.
Go ahead and nudge Corwin.
All right.
God.
FYI, my TV randomly turned on and started playing the commercial. So, out of character, people watching on stream, we've already recorded about 15 minutes of this episode to find out we had no audio. And then in the middle of my exposition, my TV randomly turns on and starts blaring a commercial over my microphone. So I had to stop again and to jump back into it. Sorry.
I just heard like a woman's voice, and you get up so fucking
Yeah,
bad.
I thought you had
So
someone
fucking
over. I was
bad.
like,
I thought it
bro.
was like someone at your house or
No,
something.
it's my fucking TV turned on because my Lotus leaned on the remote and turned the power on, and he. Okay. Orbweeb, you nudge. You try to nudge to Corwin
I
without
rolled far worse
Flanagan
this time.
noticing. As you go to nudge Corwin, you barely tap his elbow before you can hear. And that doesn't work now either. Cool. You hear Flanagan's short sword draw from his sheath, and he lowers it down to your neck. And he says,
I wouldn't move like that while I'm talking to you directly. They don't need to be a part of this conversation. It's between me and you.
All right.
Explain it.
Okay. I don't think it's worth explaining. If you're gonna kill me, which it seems like you've already decided you are, you might as well just do it now.
You'd give up your life just like that. Who said I was going to kill you?
If you don't kill me now, you're definitely gonna at some point.
Really?
Yeah,
Tell me why you think that.
because it seems my only way out of this is to fight you, and I'm gonna attack. Hold on.
Oh,
And
spice it up. Oh,
I'm going to attack.
I'm going to attack. Give me a second. Sorry, nothing's loading fast
all good.
enough.
That's
I'm actually not gonna attack. I'm actually just gonna use hold person on him.
Okay. You wave your hand up and you cast Hold Person. It's a Constitution saving throw, right?
I'm double checking right now. Must succeed on a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. He got a 15.
What number am I looking for?
It should listed on the DC details.
11.
11. So you hold your hand out, and as you do, you feel an energy summon from your
That's
palm.
embarrassing.
And for a moment, O'Flanagan feels his body stiffen, and then he kind of just shakes it off. Looks down at you, and he kneels down, and he says, You know,
someday, with you running off like that, you're going to be the reason we all die. We trust you. You're gonna be the reason why I die.
And suddenly, as he says that, you watch as half of Flanagan's face seems to melt off his skull, exposing off his face, and you see his skull exposed underneath. And in that skull, you see a very intriguing and mysterious red eye flare at you. One side being O'Flanagan's face, and the other side just being the skull of Aarakocra. But in the socket, a mysterious, almost demon-looking eye looking at you as its red pupils glare at you, almost like it's emitting a light and energy falling upon you. And this energy itself feels very dark and evil. And it seems to wrap itself around your body, and you can see these tendrils almost cascading around your chest and begins holding you down. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
We can't catch a fucking break.
Hey, did I rest at all?
No.
That's not good. You said a wisdom saving throw?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Alright. 8.
You have now become frightened as these tendrils are wrapping around you, and they're getting tighter and tighter, holding your body, holding your arms closer to your chest with more grip and more fierce before. And as it is, you can almost feel a pain starting to surge through you as this evil energy seems to be seeping into you, deep inside you. You begin to panic. Is there anything else you would like to do?
We're right there.
I'm reading some stuff. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay.
I would like to cast resistance on myself. That's
Okay.
for my death rolls in the future.
Smart.
Oh, I guess, are those gonna count if you're rolling them?
Are they going to count?
So, sorry, I didn't word that very well. So I cast guidance on myself, which adds a d4 to any saving throw that I have to make. So if I die, which I'm assuming is going to be the case considering I have 1 hit point, when I have to roll, you said you're going to roll for us.
Mm-hmm.
Is that d4 going to be added onto that?
Yes.
Perfect, okay.
You start rolling death saves, yes.
Okay.
You see as O'Flanagan's kneeling down to you, and the fear begins to just encapsulate you entirely. You can see the red eye glaring with just a malice of rage, as it feels like he's looking into your soul. And you look back at O'Flanagan, and you start to get this feeling wash over you that this is not O'Flanagan looking down upon you, but an entire different entity in itself. As he looks down upon you, he goes,
I am your destroyer. You will never be what you are supposed to become, and I will always be at the end of the line. Round and round we go, you will never win.
and suddenly your eyes burst awake and you're covered in sweat. And you see O'Flanagan just
Oh.
on the cliffside looking down towards Pelios. You're dripping in sweat. You let out a curdling scream. Everybody wakes up around you. You guys just hear what sounds like Orbweeb screaming as she's awaking from a nightmare. You all begin to kind of gather around her.
Are you
Man.
alright?
You right there, buddy?
Oh, man.
I don't think I've ever heard you scream.
No.
What happened?
Yeah,
Did you have a nightmare?
that was-
Dream? Bad sleepy time.
What time is it?
That didn't feel like a nightmare.
You guys have only been asleep for like,
O'Flanagan kind of looks up and he can tell he's trying to evaluate this guy a little bit, and he just
it's only been about 4 hours.
Look at Orbweeb like, what do you mean that wasn't a dream? What happened?
Hey, Flanagan, you don't have any hard feelings towards me, right?
No.
Swear.
Why?
What happened?
In my dream, I woke up right here, and Flanagan tried to kill me.
What?
Whoa. Whoa.
But half of,
Oi,
hold on. But half of his face was melted off. It was like a skull and this awful red eye that was just like staring down at me. And he had like these tendrils that held me down.
Wait, what?
Did
And
he
what?
say
I've had some dreams and nightmares and things like that, and that wasn't.
Well, go back to the tendrils. What were those like?
Do I remember what those were like?
You can recall it.
Alright. Natanya can recall.
Okay. You can recall these red-like tendrils that were just wrapping around you. They were smoky, but they had like a red-like energy to them, almost like an essence. But these tendrils themselves were smoky and almost non-existent as they were wrapping around you. Like the actual tendril itself was smoke.
Gotcha. They were red, and it's like they weren't even like really like physically there. It was just like smoke. Like
As you're talking about that, you do see not Tux. Steve is next to you, leaning into you a little bit, and he lets out a soft meow as you were discussing what's happening, and you feel a little bit more settled in and at ease with Steve sitting next to you. Please continue.
yeah,
gonna-
there was red and smoke, and it was scary, like real scary, not like dream scary.
Did he say anything?
He said that he was my destroyer, and he's going to do everything he can to prevent me from becoming what I'm supposed to be, or whatever that means.
He as in me? Because the last I checked, my face is not half gone.
He as in, I think someone pretending to be you. At least in that moment, or at least in my dream. It wasn't you. Well, it was,
I'm
like,
glad to have the reassurance you don't think it was, because I can guarantee it wasn't.
it was I mean, as long as you swear you're good, but
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
fine. Why wouldn't I be fine?
I don't know. It was just, I don't know.
I'm gonna
But-
look at Corwin and say, haven't you talked about some tendrily? Didn't you have like a thing come out of a book?
Yeah. That's why I
And
was
then
asking
you like
about.
were cursed
Uh-huh.
forever?
Right. That's why I was asking about the tendrils themselves. Those sound different to the ones that I dealt with. Can I, 2 minutes. That's about all I'll need. I'll be right back. Corwin will kind of saunter off around the corner.
And so Flanagan kind of watches as Corwin walks away, and he looks in curiosity, then looks back to Orbweeb, and he speaks out.
So, I mean, tell us more. What happened?
I don't know. That was it. You were saying these really mean things to me before your face melted off, and it felt very real, but I could tell something was off and it didn't seem right, and I was trying to nudge Corwin awake, but I wasn't. You saw me like try and stopped me, and that's when your face melted off and your tendrils held me down, and I was trying to get away, but I couldn't.
Huh.
What was he saying about you?
Just that you guys didn't think that I was like strong enough to be around, and holding. When we fought those giant spiders a while ago, I ran off into the woods because I got really scared and freaked out and overwhelmed, and I ran into the woods because I was scared, and he was saying that I was running away from you guys and leaving you behind and leaving you all to die, and pretty much saying that I don't deserve to be around.
Hey,
that
hey,
something
hey,
that-
hey. You are the reason why we're not dead right now. We all saw you
Yeah.
what you did to the dragonborn guy.
A dream you didn't seem to think that meant anything, but
Well, is
Well,
that
that wasn't me.
is that
yeah.
a fear that you have? I mean, is there somebody that could be using these things against you? Do you feel that way?
I don't know. I mean, I'm definitely not as strong as you guys, but I try to help where I can.
Yeah, you could hold your own.
Orbweeb. He was holding a giant flame sphere flying in the sky, about to obliterate all of us off the face of the realm. And you held him still. That to me, I mean, I can't do that. What would I have
I
done if I
mean,
was the one who's left standing? Hold my sword to him? Throw a dagger at him? What would I have been able to do?
Maybe if this is not a dream, because it sounds like it wasn't, there's someone trying to prey on her.
I think someone's like Demonia says, if this is not a dream, I think somebody's trying to prey into your insecurities.
I mean, I mean, okay. How do we stop it? I don't. Who would do that? Who could do that?
I don't know.
I
It
don't
seems
know.
like Corwin's on the case. It's gotta
I
have
hope
something to do with that weird fucking old guy we ran into that turned into a skeleton. I don't know. I feel
Oh
like
yeah.
that
could be something
happened.
to do with that. It could even be with the big guy with the armor.
Yeah.
Maybe he's doing
Yeah.
something.
Didn't he? What did he say that he was a part of?
I don't
Like
recall.
the cult.
A cult of Vecna.
Is that what Vecna?
The
Vecna.
The
cult of
hell is a
Vecna.
Vecna?
What is that?
What's Corwin doing? I'm gonna like turn around and go
Corwin
find
is
Corwin.
like doing something off on his own.
Corwin,
Curious about
you
it.
okay back
Corwin!
there?
Corwin, as you are going for your walk, you do hear your allies calling out to you. What are you up to?
He's crouched down behind that big rock to the northwest.
The Neast.
Yeah.
Neat.
I don't.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
you're
how-
literally behind this big rock.
Well, I would, but I can't move.
Would
Okay,
be, but
yeah. Okay. As you crouch behind the big rock, what are you doing?
I'm going to take the head of Rothkin, some of the blood, hand, put it on his face, and call out to his deity. I don't know what to really call you, but I've been trying to do what you're asking. If you can hear me, can I inquire about something?
You don't hear a response.
All right, you might be busy, but is there any other beings like yourself? Not necessarily like you, but ones that want to be like you, that use the same aspects or other unworldly creatures to prey on insecurities and weak minds to weave in and exploit such things. A colleague is going through something similar that happened to me. Smoky tendrils, an aerial feeling wrapping around. If you can hear me, if you could just let me know what exactly could be going on, I'll continue doing what you're asking, and I just want to be able to try and help as much as I can, and be able to do it in your name.
Suddenly, you feel a tap on the back of your shoulder. You, shocked, you quickly turn around. Hey, Fred! It's me!
Oh, Jesus, it scared me.
Are you okay? I was trying to catch up to you guys, but that fight looked crazy.
Oh, no, you did good staying where you were. That was scary. I almost died again.
Well, that's kind of your thing, isn't it?
You know, it seems to be not really one that I chose. So it's good to see you though.
Yeah. I heard you talking to somebody. Is everything okay?
I trying to the person that gave me the abilities things.
Yeah, yeah.
Trying to talk to him, but he might be a bit busy. He seems like a pretty guy. He's got a lot of hand thing.
Well, what's going on?
Uh,
You talk to your old pal.
Orbweeb. You remember Orbweeb?
The tall, angry one?
No, that's O'Flanagan. You might be. That's O'Flanagan. The shorter one
I thought
really into the
O'Flanagan
world.
was the bird.
Oh, well then yes.
I'm the tall angry.
No, that'd be Demonia. That's a whole
Oh.
different. That's a different thing. We'll get into that in a little bit. There's a whole story with that.
Okay.
Orbweeb's the small one. She got Roach with her.
Oh.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what that is.
Yeah.
I thought that she had like a speck of dust always walking around her body.
No, I believe it's a cockroach.
Cockroach.
Is the problem the
Cockroach.
cockroach? I'll kill the
No.
cockroach.
No, I don't think that's necessarily the problem. The cockroach really
You
hasn't
can't
done
die.
nothing. But
He's that guy.
Arweeb had this weird
Exactly.
premonition vision thing that happened where O'Flanagan, the bird person, was threatening Arweeb, saying that she's not really worth much. But then these tendrils wrapped around her, kind of smoky and eerie like, and like pinned her down. And O'Flanagan's face started like melting off, and a red eye came out.
Weird.
And then right, that's what I was thinking. So I figured I'd try talking to the fella who gave me my abilities, because he used tendrils in a book. So I was gonna see if maybe he knows someone else that could be trying to copycat what they're doing, and maybe give me a bit of insight into what's happening, and maybe I could help out my friend here.
Well, that's crazy stuff, Corwin. I think we should just go back to the village.
That's the plan. As soon as the eggs where it need to be, as Dad always said, once you give your word, you follow what your word is. I gave my word that I would see this through. So once the eggs there, I agree. We're done, and we not necessarily back to Eagle Crest, because I'm not really one for having stone thrown at.
I
fire
say
again.
once you guys deliver that parcel, we stop with this adventuring stuff, Corwin. We just find a town village or something, and we just hang up the old coat.
Yeah, this one's a tad bloody, and my other one's a bit
Yeah.
burnt, dirty.
Plus,
So
you
when
and
there's
me-
no coat,
You and me, we're not meant for this stuff.
no.
We're meant to have our own little farm and just kind of, and just be. We're not.
Yeah.
Everyone,
We're not-
these other guys can go do the adventuring stuff and go get themselves
No.
killed or whatever. We don't need to
Yeah,
do
we're-
that.
We're not adventuring or heroes. That's necessarily us. We can go fishing again. That was fun.
Yeah, fishing. That sounds like a great idea. As they're talking, you guys actually walk up to Corwin crouched behind a rock, and you can hear what sounds like him muttering to himself. As you approach and you come around the rock, you can see Corwin is holding Rothkin's head, and his face is doused in Rothkin's blood, and he is muttering to himself while his eyes are closed.
Oh wow.
Just gonna look back and be like, well, we lost him. I think that's done with. So
You guys, has he snapped? Is this it? Like this is
Doesn't
the
look-
point of no return? Like where he just never, like he's never Corwin ever again. He's kind of just becomes
got
the
a
guy
head in
who
his hand.
talks to himself.
He's covered in a lot of blood. I'm
Corwin,
gonna lean down
you
and
okay?
I'm gonna poke him with like the point of my shoe and just kind of be like, "Hey,
You don't feel it.
go."
You don't.
You don't feel it. You don't feel it. Demonia starts kicking inside of your foot. You don't feel anything. You're still just talking to Norman. Norman's looking at you and he's going, maybe we should just go now. They have the egg. We don't gotta go into the village, Corwin. We can just go
Norman-
home.
There's not much to me, but my word is my bond when it comes to that, and I gave my word that I would help see this. And that could be why I haven't died yet, because my word is my bond, and that could be why I keep pulling through such thing to try and get to it. So once this egg is returned, yes, we'll head back to some home. Maybe we'll travel south. Just bypass all this. Right now we're pretty far north. We're from the middle of the realm itself. So maybe we'll head south. Maybe we put these troubles away. But once this is done, otherwise all this was for naught.
I'm gonna look at O'Flanagan again and be like, he's just. I think we just need to give him a minute. Make sure he doesn't run for the woods. I don't know. It
You guys
really
are
feels like we have
watching-
several problems.
Definitely. Demoni, as you're saying that, and you glance back over to Corwin, Corwin seems to be lost in this trance as the blood is just dripping down his face, and he's holding Rothkin's head in his hands. You actually notice the amulet around his neck is glowing.
Hmm.
I'm gonna reach down and try to take Rothkin's head out of his hands and see if that snaps him out of his little.
Okay.
little
You go to
doozies.
grab Rothkin's head. You try to pull it. Corwin's holding on really tight. Give me a strength check.
Ah, no more negatives. What does that give me? A 4, baby.
You try to pluck it from his grasp. Nothing. He seems to have a death grip on the head.
Fantastic.
Corwin, you're still in this trance with Norman. And Norman kind of takes a knee in front of you and he goes, Corwin, I don't want you to die. I'm really worried that something's bad's gonna happen to you and me if we continue.
That's a possibility, but I'm not bending on. I will see this through, whether I die or not. I am getting this to where it needs. That's what I said I was gonna.
Preston, just a heads up, your mic's like cutting out a little bit.
My bad. That better?
Yeah, so far. It's like when you're talking into a sentence, you'll be like, Mountain Pass 2-1 like 3, but
Okay.
it's just like the sentence like just stops. Anyway, as you're saying that to Norman, Norman looks at you and he goes, we have no idea what we're walking into.
You're
I
right.
can't protect you forever, friend.
Not I would want you to do that. That sounds full-time position together. But that's why the others are here with us. O'Flanagan's good with his hands, and his overall vision, being able to observe things, is rather good. You have Demonia can almost talk their way out of anything. I mean almost anything. But also can talk their way into anything, which can get us into the thing, but then they're able to get us out of it. Orbweeb, they're kind of the jack of all trades. They are able to get in the situation out of them. They can't read, but I'm not going to hold that against them. They're working on it. So, they have all their bases covered. But when their falters end up happening, that's where I come in and I help out a bit. But as soon as this is done, I think they're going to be able to make it through this without us overall. But at this time, I feel like we're here for a purpose, and the purpose is to make sure they are able to succeed with their mission.
But, friend, you think? And Norman looks into your eyes. He looks away, gets teary-eyed for a moment. He looks into your eyes, and they just imbue with jade green. And he goes,
You think you could just walk away?
Oh, there you are. No, I think what you're wanting, it will be much easier to do without additionals around.
So you plan to separate from them?
If that's what you're wanting. If you're needing me for additionals, you just say the word and I'm there. I have not felt this strong since you graced me with this. If you're needing more from me, you just say so. But from what you have asked me thus far to just murder and kill, it's easier without witnesses, no.
I see. Corwin, continue on this path of murder. I want you to exercise your power.
Aye.
I want you to see how powerful you can get. And when the time comes, we will meet.
I look forward to it. Is there another like you, though? Or someone
Well, we're
trying
here.
to do what you're doing? Someone to copy exactly the tendrils? Orbweeb had a vision. Something similar. Do you have competition that needs to be eradicated?
There's many like me, but none that can quite be me.
I see.
Few can fill that role. Corwin, I want you to continue on this path and keep an eye on the druid and the bard. You
Alright.
understand?
Yep, they won't leave me sight.
Continue to exercise your power. Continue
And
to
it's-
grow.
And as far as those two, just leave them alone. Keep doing what we're doing.
Leave them be. For now.
Okay.
You see, Norman's kind of seems to retract into himself a little bit, and he looks like he woke from a coma, and he's like coughing, and he's going, "Oh, that was weird."
You alright there, friend?
Yeah,
You
I just
kind of
got
get a bit of a scratch in your throat.
yeah, I just got like a piercing migraine. Oh,
Yeah, that'll pass.
oh, God. Oh my God. Suddenly, Corwin, your eyes open and Norman is gone, and you see everyone standing around you with the dragon head in your hands. You realize you must have been somewhere else, but one of the same for the moment.
Oh, hello.
Hey,
You
buddy.
hear a cracking noise ring from below your neck, and you look down, and you see a crack forms in your amulet.
Good. Oh,
Good.
that's a problem. Hey, I got some information.
Okay.
So
What's
the thing that
Corwin?
the thing that happened.
Corwin,
Hold
stop!
Corwin.
You're holding
baby.
Rothkin's head, and your face
Yeah.
is doused in blood. What
Yeah.
What possible amount? Does anyone else think this is crazy? Is that just
Oh no,
me?
it is. No. This is very crazy, but I'm feeding into it. I'm getting stuff. Hold on.
Wait
Orbweeb
into it.
Orbweeb had another vision similar to my own as far as tendrils. So I went and asked the one who gave me such things if that was even possible. They spoke to me and said some things, but basically the long and skinny of it is that there are several beings like the great the tendril one who gave me powers that act like the one that was attacking Orbweeb.
Great. So how do we fix that?
He left before I could get that. That's about
Oh.
as much information that I know convenient.
Okay. So we know that it's not your monster.
Right.
Okay. I'm just gonna
Orbweeb's
sit
being
down on the
attacked by
ground.
another one.
I'm just gonna sit down on the ground for a second and be like, all right.
So there's multiple
that's-
monsters.
One
You
ruled
speak
out.
to one of them, and
Yeah.
the other one's happening to try to kill Orbweeb.
Right.
I'm gonna look at O'Flynn again and be like, look, that thing definitely real. I'm gonna assume it's real. He's got a little monster man in his head. We've seen it. That helps us with nothing else.
Okay.
Well, I didn't say you guys get information.
What?
What?
Genuinely, what did you just say? You glitched out.
Oh, I said I didn't say you all getting information.
Who am I gonna ask?
I don't know. Do you have
I
a
don't have
great
a-
deity? I don't know.
I don't have a crazy demon in my head. I don't know. I'm gonna look at Orbweeb and be like, wait, you have a monster.
I don't have
You
a
talk to
monster.
somebody.
A
You
god?
yeah. You talk to a lady.
Definitely not a monster.
You talk to somebody. Why didn't she ask her if he's asking his fucking tendril man? I don't know.
I don't know if he goes by Tendril Man. I actually don't know his name, but I don't think it.
Well, we'll give him a nickname for the time
I
being.
don't-
Tendril man. So, that's not giving us much.
Maliki doesn't really answer me. I don't think she'll know. I think she has other things to
As
worry
she
about
says
than
that-
what's going on in my head.
As she says that, Des Moines, you feel a vibration in your side.
God damn it.
Do you want to interact with said?
A vibration on my side? Like on the side
Yes.
of my body?
Like it's coming from something you're holding.
I'm gonna jump and start looking around me and be like, something's vibrating. To the whole group.
Well, my hands do that sometimes.
I
Oh
don't
my
vibrate. Why is everybody?
I think.
Am
That's
I
a
gonna have a
great
seizure next?
question.
What is-
I'm gonna investigate my body. Can I just investigate
You
that?
don't gotta invest. Oh my god.
You don't gotta investigate. You look all over your body, and you notice your sword is vibrating.
I'm gonna pull my sword out, my anti-magic sword.
Yes. You pull up your anti-magic sword and you hold it in your hands. And then a voice booms into your mind. Careful. I sense a familiarity nearby. The
Alright, I'm gonna look
likes
at the
of
gr-
which created me. Tread carefully.
Who created you?
The sword stops vibrating.
Alright, I'm gonna look at the group and be like, okay, everyone's crazy now. Woohoo. My sword's talking to me.
But that's
It's-
weird. Why isn't an inanimate object talking to you?
Hold on.
Yeah, fantastic
Let me
question.
check. Let me check my one of my daggers here. Hold on.
You see, O'Flanagan pulls out a dagger and he's looking at it and he goes,
Say something.
Hi.
Hey,
Oh, not me.
dagger. No, Corwin, be
I'm
quiet.
gonna run up
Dagger.
to O'Flanagan and just shove him as hard as I can and be like, hold, I know.
I'm
Hold
genuinely
on.
trying to figure out if we're all crazy, or if
Look,
it's just you three.
Okay, do y'all remember back with the spiders, as per mentioned earlier, how I got the weird sword and then I said, hey, the sword's talking to me and it's vibrating?
I
Sword
do
is talking
vaguely
to me
remember
again.
that.
Alright,
Oh.
so just it's faring us a warning. It said that there is something of its kind that created it in our area and to beware. So I don't know, let's keep our little eyes peeled. Just do with that we will. If nothing comes, nothing comes, but there may be something
Well,
lurking. What I've gathered-
weaponsmiths make swords. Do any of us make weapons?
Look, I think
No.
that this sword doesn't like magic. That's what I've discovered. It has something to do with the magic that I've used that makes the sword angry. So I don't know
Swords
what
don't
would
have
make it.
feelings.
That's a very good point. I don't know what would make.
He's
Look.
such an ass.
Look, if nothing happens, nothing happens, but there might be a scary man in the woods. Poof, that's all I'm saying. I get it.
Okay.
Nuts. I'm not the one covered in blood and holding a decapitated head. That's all I'm saying.
Just
Well, no,
something
maybe
about
there's a guy in the
I don't
woods.
use magic, and I don't think I want to use magic after seeing the effect it's taken on all of you. Seems like it has a
Yeah,
lot of
I never-
drawbacks.
What do you
Never had
mean?
these problems at the circus.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Because I'm holding a
Corwin,
head
you
covered
have
in
blood covering your face, and you're holding the head of a
Covered
dead
in blood.
dragonborn.
Hey,
We-
I've seen you covered in
Like,
blood. You didn't
elaborate?
see me yelling at you and making you feel bad about it.
It wasn't
Corwin.
blood I deliberately put on myself.
Oh,
Corwin,
Not, I mean,
Hey.
not directly, but you
Corwin,
know.
you were talking to yourself behind a rock. You don't have a ledge to fall off here. You gotta just take the insult.
Hey, maybe we should all just go back to sleep. How about that? I don't think
Alright.
any of us rested
well,
enough.
somebody needs to
Demonia,
take
you
watch.
said that you would. You said you'd take second watch. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I'll take second watch
All right.
Look,
with my
Okay.
scary
I'm-
sword.
I'm
I'm gonna
sleepy.
I'm gonna go rest myself after hearing everything I have just heard.
All right.
Can I flick him in the back of the bird head?
Yeah, yeah, you can.
I'm just like,
You
go
flick
to
a
bed.
Flanagan in the back of the head, and he's like,
I'm going.
and he just continues walking. Everybody climbs back into their sleep sacks, and Demonia, you take watch. You all
Alright.
drift
I'm
to
gonna go up
slumber, and Demonia
I don't know how to
is
drop
holding
this
a shield.
Oh,
Okay.
perfect. I dropped it. I was trying to figure out how to drop it.
You go up to the ledge that Flanagan was resting at, and you look down to the beautiful city of Pelios, and you happen to take a look at all of the lights and sounds and music coming from the city that you can even hear from all the way up here. And it kind of makes it a little bit reminiscent and wishing you could just turn around and go back down the mountain. You know you can't, but a part of you really just wants to walk away and just go back to where everything kind of made sense before people were covered in blood, talking to themselves, or having some kind of panic attack. With that note, we will take a 10-minute break and recoup, and we will come back in 10 minutes.
Sounds good.
All right. Hey there, we hope you're enjoying this episode of Subspace D&D. Did you know we have a Discord? In our Discord, you can get a buttload of information that you might not be able just to gather on your own from watching our playthrough, such as different NPCs we've met along the way, to even the quests they've managed to gather along their journey. You can even see our roles as they happen during a playthrough. You can even check the Orunsoul glossary, where I personally, the game master of the campaign, put in all sorts of details about different locations or items or even characters we've met along the way on our journey in the campaign. There is all sorts of cool stuff in our Discord that you can check out, all sorts of details that might be able to help make the campaign more lively for you. If you want to join the Discord, the link will be down below. And if you don't want to join our Discord,
I will find you.
alright, back to the campaign. Okay. Let me get this all up there. Okay. So, Demonia, you began to relish the thought of being able to go back to an area where you felt safe and at peace. The amount of stress you've been under from everything that's happening has taken its toll on you, and you're just a pretty stressed out individual.
Yeah.
A Flanagan somewhat intimidates you by the amount of power he holds behind his short sword. What Orbweeb is capable of, especially with the lightning storm that almost killed you and the fireball that she was able to suspend, and the fact that Corwin is covering his face in blood and talking to invisible people almost on a daily basis, has begun to weigh heavily on you as you're beginning to feel like you might be the only sane person here. Flanagan does help keep you grounded with the idea, as he is not a magic caster and hasn't had much run-ins with these odd situations. So it helps keep your stress down when it comes to him, but everything else, you are starting to carry a weight on your shoulder, like you're the one who has to keep everything going because everyone else seems to be breaking down. As that thought looms in your mind, you continue to just look upon Pelios, and your eyes draw to the east, farther and farther, and you look over to the waterfall citadel. And the images of the carnival that you were a part of kind of flash in your mind. Different traumatic events, lashings, beatdowns, humiliating yourself in front of an audience kind of just flash through your mind on repeat as the idea of your party kind of fades behind a little bit with the idea of that becoming the forefront. Nothing
gonna
besides
spend-
that. Sorry?
I'm gonna just start to silently weep
Okay.
by
Yeah,
myself.
you kind
I'll
of
let
hold your
some
hands
tears out.
to your mouth and you just kind of silently weep to where nobody can hear you as you break down a little bit because you don't really like allowing anyone else to see you break down. So you allow yourself this one time to break down privately and securely. Time passes. Nothing else really happens with the night, and the sun begins to rise. You dry off your tears as people begin to wake, and you regather yourself for what is to come. The sun has arisen. You all begin
Morning.
to awake. It is now everyone is able to take a long rest and recover their full HP. You also all recover 1 level of your exhaustion. Just 1 level.
Perfect.
So those at 4 will drop to 3. Those at 3 will drop to 2, and etc.
I'm gonna look at everybody and be like, "Good morning. I have no bacon and eggs, but we're still in the mountains. Beautiful view.
What time is
Wakey,
it?
wakey. No eggs and bakey. It's been like 4 hours.
No eggs and bakey. What is this? A mountain? You know?
Not a hotel.
That's what
I
it
miss
is.
the inn.
I miss beds.
I miss
This
real
rock
beds.
is making my butt numb.
Alright, so is everybody okay? No one died through the night? No one had any more weird episodes, or we're all good?
Well, It
Corwin's
seems to
gonna
be that
pull out a
way.
water skin and kind of get his hand and try wiping off the blood off his face.
Then you wipe the blood off your face and you clean stuff up a little bit. Is the head still in your bag?
Yeah, he put it back.
Okay. You put the head back in your bag and you kind of just look to your party mates. Orbweeb, is there anything you want to do? You're mute.
What time?
Yep.
Hate when that happens. I want to check on my newfound friend in the bag, just to kind of see where he's at.
Sorry. You look into your bag, you kind of unzip it, and you open up a little bit. You notice the cracking has slowed down, the egg has not hatched, and there is no open areas to the egg. There's just there's like a spider web of cracking going around the egg.
You stay like that for a little longer, buddy. I'm gonna close the bag in now.
Every now and again, you can kind of feel the egg rotate in the bag, like something inside is moving, but there is no open areas yet.
All right.
Perfect.
Anything else you guys want to do?
Start
Corwin,
heading
you
towards.
should clean up, maybe.
I did. I cleaned my face off.
Yeah, but you're covered in dragonborn blood, and we're about to go to a dragonborn.
Are they gonna
City.
know
That
it's
is a good point.
dragonborn blood?
Yeah, I'm
gonna
sure they're
know?
gonna smell it.
Oh,
I'm gonna look in. Hold on.
If there's
think
one thing
have-
I know about beasts and creatures and unhumanoid things, their sense
Uh-huh.
of smell is really, really awesome.
I have my old clothing. It's a bit tattered, but I could throw that on, I guess.
I have some
That'd probably be a good idea.
costumes on me from the circus.
Costumes.
Yeah, some clothing. It's a little boisterous, but
Dragonborn also do have a heightened sense of smell.
So I should just get rid of. Oh, I quite like this attire.
Does anybody
Well-
have, like, you got water, like, you guys use magic? Is there any, like, water stuff you might be able to use to douse Corwin, maybe? To help get the scent off him?
Well, I can
Uh.
shape water. I can do that.
We just need to find some water.
Well, I have my water skin.
I've got some water. I'm gonna
That's-
offer him my water skin
Okay.
with the water inside of it and be like, do what you can with that, and I have some clothes if you need it. I don't know if they'll fit you, but I'm tall. Might be a little long on you.
It's alright. I'll give this a shot. He'll take it and he'll start swirling the water around, and he'll try and like pull it through his clothing, trying to rinse out the blood and everything.
Okay. Yeah, you spend about 10 minutes just kind of rinsing off the clothing and kind of trying to get it cleaned up. And you guys do start to feel more confident that the scent is pretty washed off you. The only thing of concern being the actual corpse dragonborn head in your bag.
Oh yeah.
You gotta ditch the bag.
Yeah,
Well-
dude, you can't bring that into a village.
But my bag
Poor
has everything,
dragonborn.
all my stuff in it.
Yeah.
Are you
that's
able to
rough.
leave the head?
But
The smell's gonna be in the bag.
but I
How
tried
important
killing.
is it to you to keep that head? That's the real
I,
question.
well, no, it seemed
Your
like the
life?
right thing. No, it just seemed like the right thing to do. For someone who tried to kill you.
Because my concern
Fine.
is we walk into a dragonborn village with a dragon egg made of platinum and also a dragonborn head in your bag.
All right, when you say it like that, yeah, that can be pretty bad.
It might be pretty bad.
But
It's up to you. I don't think it's a good idea, Corwin.
I'm gonna say it's not up to you. We are not walking into that village with a dragonborn head.
fine. He'll go and reluctantly pull the head out and just put it back with the body, or can I leave it right here?
Away from you. You can throw it down the mountain if you want.
That's also
Yeah.
a good question. Are we just going to leave the decapitated body just out in the open?
Well, there's a lot of bushes around here.
All right, let's go throw him into a bush.
Yeah.
You see how
One
Flanagan
last-
starts walking over to the body, and Corwin, you're
Well,
going
maybe,
to?
maybe we should light the bush on fire. I'll teach him to light me on fire thrice.
I mean, if you have the magic, go ahead.
Maybe. We'll see.
Flanagan kind of crouches near the shoulder area of his body and kind of kneels down, getting ready to do a team lift, and looks to you and gives you a nod. Do you lift?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
You guys both lift, and you kind of just swing his body into a nearby bush, and it goes plump onto the ground inside the bush.
Alright, here's
Well, that's
here's
that.
your head. He'll go and toss the head into the bush. Well,
Hopefully nobody finds that.
well, if we burn the body, they won't be able to find nothing now, will they?
If we light a fire, we're gonna attract a bunch of smoke.
We should probably just leave the body in the bush and just leave it at that.
If we're gone, then what are they gonna do?
There's already bodies laying out. Don't you see the pile of skeletons over there?
What pile of skeletons?
Right here. We investigated them when we came to this
I-
area the first time.
He actually never saw them.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, the ones over here.
Oh.
See?
Yeah, say there's bones out here already.
Yeah,
See?
we're good.
So they'll just throw them in a bush. It'll be fine.
Alright.
Did you guys
Did you guys investigate the bodies?
I don't
We
think
did.
have-
Well, we didn't investigate what they were, but we noticed passively that they were there as we walked up.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was
So
like one of
Flanagan
the
did
things
spot
that you were
some
like,
items.
"Oh, is there?"
Flanagan did spot some stuff around the area. But the bodies in particular, if you walk up to it, you will notice a rolled up parchment with a unique writing scribbled across this parchment.
Can I read it?
Ooh.
Um,
Can I read it?
Can I read?
No, you can't read.
you look upon the parchment, Corwin, and you notice it is an incantation. The incantation itself. Did somebody pick it up?
I don't
Okay,
think so.
you're standing in front of it. It contains one fireball spell at level 4.
Wow.
I'll take it.
Ooh.
Okay. You take the parchment in hand. Go ahead and add it to your inventory. It contains one level 4 fireball spell. Once casted, it destroys itself.
Nice.
Okay.
Nobody found that.
Sure.
Okay, so you
We
guys
should
moving
get
on to
going,
the
guys.
village?
Yeah, we gotta head there.
All right. You guys walk up the mountain pass, and you all get to a wrong area. I don't know why I brought everybody over here.
Close your eyes.
I swear I like fact check this stuff over and over again, and then it's like during stream. None of it works. Okay. And it's also just one of those streams.
It's one of those streams.
Yeah, he says you're in control, but if I try to... Yeah. Okay. Just a second. Okay. You guys are walking up the final mountain pass, and you notice there is a bridge blocked by a bunch of stone.
Well, gosh darn it, what's all these rocks doing here?
I'm gonna
Blocking
get
our way and
immediately
such.
pissed about that.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Like this, after everything we just fucking went through, there's like a million rocks here. I am so tired.
It has to be deliberate. They might not want visitors in the village.
How tall is the rock pile?
It is about 12 feet high. Just a
Can I
pile of
climb that?
rocks. And if you look upon them, you can tell that they were brought over here and deliberately placed on the bridge.
Man. Think we could push them?
No, but I do think we can climb over them.
Yeah, we can try
They're-
climbing over them.
Alright. Fine.
Alright, I'll go first.
Corwin is gonna, or not Corwin, O'Flanagan's gonna give a dexterity check. You see, O'Flanagan goes to clasp one of the rock edges. He gets up a little bit and then kind of just slides back down.
Well, I have a crowbar. We can try moving some of these rocks.
Yeah, let's do
Let me
it.
give it a... Alright.
Just, I don't know. That's, if he
Demonia,
can't
did you
climb
want to
it-
try climbing it?
I'll give it a shot. What do you want me to roll?
Dexterity.
Dexterity, please.
Thank you, Elfinic.
Yeah, it's fucking, the changer's not working. Everything's
I
broken.
got a 9. Alright, I don't do any better.
Yeah, you place your hand upon the rock. You try pulling yourself up, but you just can't really get a grip, and you let go.
Ugh.
So, crowbar?
Crowbar, yeah, crowbar. Get the crowbar
Alright.
shot.
Okay.
He's gonna take it, try and shove it in between a couple rocks.
All right, you take the crowbar, you slam it between a couple of rocks. Give me a strength check.
Flanagan, I'm not as strong as you. If you could help me try and pry some of these apart.
Okay, do you want me just to grab onto the crowbar?
Yeah, so I'll be on one end, you'll be on the other. Are you better at pushing or pulling?
I'd probably say pushing.
Pushing? Alright, I'll
Yeah,
pull,
more confident
put my
then.
body weight into it. Alright.
All right, give me a strength throw.
13.
21. You guys take the crowbar, you slam it into the rock, and you start pushing it forward, and you hear and you break off a piece of rock, and it goes fumbling over the side of the bridge and falling down into the cavern beneath.
Hey, I think that worked out quite well.
Now there is a
That's
small
beautiful.
passageway you can take, and just it's about 3 feet high. You can climb right over it and get over the bridge.
Should we try and make it
beautiful.
through that, or should we knock more off?
Let's-
I don't think we need to. I feel like this already feels like breaking in. So maybe we shouldn't make things worse.
Wait,
So if
wait,
we can
wait.
get in through here.
Now you're worried about breaking in. We literally broke into an old man's house and you're upset about some stones.
here's the thing. We don't want to be on these guys' bad side. That's where the difference lies.
That's a fair point.
That's fair.
We have to give them something
We
bad.
have to get to their ruler, governor, I don't know, president,
Their leader.
Village chief.
Leader. That.
village chief.
Village
That.
chief.
We have to get to that guy, so we need them to like us.
So I
Let's
guess
just
we
give it a shot.
I think we should just go through here
Alright.
and then be as respectful as possible from here on out.
All right, I'll go through first.
You see O'Flanagan just kind of wedges himself between the rocks, and he climbs over, and he starts crossing the bridge. You guys all follow him?
Wait, before you
Okay.
cross the bridge, do we really want nothing against you? Do we want an Aarakocra being the first one to cross the bridge, going to since their history?
If they got a problem with me,
That's not what I'm just trying to say. If we're trying to be as diplomatic looking as we can,
We'll walk together.
all right, just wait for us. Don't cross the bridge
all
just
right,
yet.
I'll wait here.
You see O'Flanagan kind of starts tapping his foot, a little bit agitated. I have the thought of having to wait due to pleasing the Dragonborn. All of you guys climb through the rock and conjoin on the bridge.
Beautiful.
I'm gonna fall off.
Okay. You guys cross the bridge. And you're greeted
Oh.
by a shorter, green, stout Dragonborn. He looks upon you all and he goes, who do we have here? Who are
2
you
seconds.
people?
Just
Hey, my name's Orbweeb. I am looking for
We
Zekrom.
are here to look for Damaris.
Damaris.
We're here to talk to Zekron about Damaris. And I'm gonna raise my fist to my chest and say Shakar.
Shakar. Please.
I'm gonna start doing that too. I'm gonna say Shakar.
I'm gonna like nudge Corwin next to me.
Shakar.
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 We need to speak to him about a village member. Damaris.
Okay, well, you know the code. Please pass by. If you're up to anything shifty, we do have guards all throughout the village. Don't try it.
We
Respectfully.
wouldn't expect anything less.
Then please, welcome to Shakar
Thank you.
Village.
Into the
thank you.
void. The void.
Into the void.
Into the void.
Oh, I'm so fucking so glad I wrote that
That
down.
went so well.
Yeah, I honestly forgot about
Thank
that. I was
God.
like, we're gonna have to kill this dude.
I know, but I was like,
Yeah,
before
kill
anybody
this
fucking
dude.
swings on anybody, let me say some shit.
Alright,
Oh,
you guys
Alright.
walk into a very peaceful, lively village. You see all sorts of Dragonborn about and walking around. Many of them seem to be hustling and bustling through their busy workday. Some look over to you all and they give a kind of a concerned and confused look. As you notice that, you take a quick look around and you notice it's practically only Dragonborn here.
that
Your
checks out.
like is very unique. And you do start seeing people are giving O'Flanagan odd and some scared looks towards him.
All right. I think we should just keep our heads down and try to find the village chief's home.
Like,
The
yeah,
president.
yeah.
Office.
The leader.
The leader.
Okay. As you guys walk in, you notice you're first confronted by a tavern that looks pretty active. There's people you can see through the windows, all hustling and drinking from their ale, slamming them down. You watch as one Dragonborn in particular, he breathes in and goes, "Whoa!" and he burps and a purple flame just spews from his mouth over the tavern keep, and he kind of ducks out of the way, and it just dissipates in the air. When Flanagan chimes in, he goes,
Oh my god. I'm gonna
That
die here.
is-
Um,
I'm
that's
gonna look at
super
everybody and be
duper
like-
badass. Can we go?
I'm gonna look at
That-
everybody and be like, maybe the first place we don't go is a tavern.
oi,
Then where do
oi,
we-
When
Where do
nobody
Where are we supposed to go? I don't know what's here.
We gotta find the village leader.
And how do we
Find
go
the-
about that? Just say, hey, we want
Find-
to bring me
no,
to your leader.
We find the biggest building and we go in that one.
That is actually not that bad of an idea.
Solid advice.
All right, let's find the biggest building.
You guys kind of stroll through the village. You're walking through the the stone path. You pass a few different people, and you try a pretty big building, a sizable one of the first ones you see. You all travel in there in hopes to meet Zekrom.
That little guy, he's so cute.
As you walk in,
Alright.
you notice there is a very short, approximately about 4'1" dragonborn with blue skin and very large horns and red wings coming from his back. As you
I'm gonna
walk
look
in,
at
he turns around and goes, "Ah, visitors. How can I help ye?"
I'm gonna-
Oh,
Motion back to
hello.
the group and be like, can I just talk to him real quick? Cut.
Go right ahead.
I'm gonna
You
walk up and be like,
Go for it.
hello, what's your name, sir?
My name is Derrickal.
Derrickal. My name's Demointhus. It's great to meet you. I have a couple.
Demointhus.
Demointhus. It's a mouthful. There's a PH in there too. It's weird.
Interesting. What can I help you with?
I have a bit of a strange request for my party here, and it's gonna come off a little brash, so I'd ask you to bear
Okay.
with me. I enter here to speak to your leader, Zekrom, about a family member of his that I'd known in my travels. I've traveled a long way here to speak with him. And I was wondering if there was any way that I could. I don't know how it works and I don't know your customs here, so I don't want to be rude.
Well, I have nothing to do with Zekrom's dealings. I would recommend just travel down the stone path. You'll find a fairly large building. Just head there. I recommend you plan what you say. Zekrom is a very uniformed guy.
So I've heard. Well,
Good
thank you
luck.
for your... I'm gonna pass him 2 gold pieces and say thank you for your luck and thank you for your help.
Okay.
And we are going to dip on out.
You place the gold pieces on the couch that he's standing next to, and he looks down at the gold pieces and looks to you and gives an emotionless expression. And you guys head out.
All right, fine.
boy.
Bye.
No.
Bye.
Bye. All
right.
right.
So the
Second
answer,
biggest building we can find.
big building was a good start.
Continue on the stone path.
Oh
he
my god,
says.
of course I'm using the wrong guy.
This one looks promising.
That one looks pretty dang big.
Hang
That
tight.
look like a
All right. I don't know if I have
Cat.
the talking gumption right now to talk to Zekrom. Like,
You have no choice, Annika. You are
you
the
guys-
talker.
Did you guys figure out who was going to talk to Zekrom?
Yeah, it's Demonia.
Okay.
That it's fucking her. I thought before we decided that Orbweeb was going to talk to.
That is what you guys did decide originally.
Oh yeah.
So let's regroup and have the conversation about
Yep.
that.
You guys kind of group up in front of this very large building with a few banners hanging from it. You got a pretty good idea this is where Zekrom lives.
Like, all right, perfect. Assuming the leader is here.
Well, Flanagan kind of looks to awe at the building. He just kind of looks up and down. He goes,
Shit.
What you were so
problem.
worried about?
What were
Alright.
you so?
What are you so worried about?
I just don't. It's nothing you guys haven't heard before.
All
It's
Fair
gonna
right.
be
enough.
fine. It's gonna be
So,
great.
I'm gonna look at Orbweeb
Yeah,
and be like, so,
honestly, either way, I believe we will be walking out of here without the egg. So
You actually hopeful we're not gonna have the egg in our possession for once?
I
That
think
sounds great.
so. I think they're gonna want it.
gonna
Orbweeb
look
is
at
an
Orbweeb and-
optimist? I had no idea.
I mean, they better want it.
they
I'm
better
just
want
gonna
it or
give
I'm
it to
leaving it
them.
here.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it here. Don't
Oh, my
play in
God.
this game anymore.
All right. I'm gonna look at Orbweeb and be like, all right, so we decided you're party talker. Are we cool
All
with that?
right.
Oi.
And I'm your
I
vice president party talker.
And we have decided I
it.
am not going to speak.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah, you're not speaking.
Copy that.
Do-
I don't need to speak here. That's okay. I'm okay with that.
Right. The
We're going in.
win.
So what's our
Yep.
real quick? What's our scope here? Are we gonna go? We're gonna tell him, hey, we have this family name that we need to talk to you about. Get him in a private room, talk to him. Or we're just gonna hit him with the egg situation because he probably has guards.
Oh, I'm thinking private room and then bring up the egg.
All right,
Do we remember the name that
Damaris.
Damaris?
Okay. Well, I'm following you guys. You all.
You guys start filtering in there, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. You guys walk into what feels almost like a palace. The ambiance of the room seems to be very peaceful. You look around and you can see what looks to be Aarakocra statues actually at post on each side of the room. And across the way, you can hear a female voice chime out and speak to you all.
Oh, we have visitors. Please, come, speak with our chief. He's welcoming of all around.
Do you guys want to approach forward?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You all approach forward, and you notice Flanagan's kind of just hanging back, almost seeming to be intimidated.
Word.
You approach a dragonborn of just black skin from head to toe. Unlike Rothgan, who seemed to have a almost like red tattooing covering his body with the black skin. This one seems to have confident horns that shoot backward with piercing green, jade-colored eyes. And he has a quill in hand, and he is writing away into a book, and he has not acknowledged any of you yet.
I'm
Gonna
gonna
look at Orbweeb.
I'm gonna turn to the lovely woman that welcomed us in and say, "Thank you so much for your kind hospitality." And then I'm gonna turn over to Zekrom. And
She gives you a friendly nod, kind of approving of your presence being here.
That's good.
Alright. I'm gonna turn to Des Moines real fast and kind of give like a nudge and point to the bag a little. Kind of like, should I say something? Should I say it?
Say.
There's no one here.
Just do
Okay. Hi, Zekrom.
Hmm.
it.
I have a. I don't know if you'd consider it a gift, but I have something for you from Prometheus.
As you're speaking out towards him, you can tell he hasn't looked up to you yet, and he is still scribbling away into this book.
Fair enough.
Suddenly he stops, and he goes, Prometheus.
Prometheus, I really hope that is not a bad name for you to hear.
quite the contraire. Prometheus is a long-lost friend of mine. I haven't seen him in many decades.
Okay. I happened to meet up with him in a tavern south of the Waterfall Citadel, and he gave me something to give to you and stressed that it must be given to you, and no one else could see it or touch it or know about it. And I'm going to set the bag on one of the chairs that is in front of me. Not on the desk, but on a chair.
Just a second.
Okay. He's got to get his Zekrom voice on.
No, it's something else.
That car voice drop.
Okay. Whatever. I tried to do something, but it doesn't want to work. Suddenly you hear shing, and a sword gets drawn, and you see it goes over the table, and it holds over the bag, and the female dragonborn who spoke out to you says,
Please remove the item from the bag so we know it is safe.
Whoa.
Okay. I'm gonna very carefully and like kind of show her both my hands and pick it up very gently. Like super, I'm talking like very gently.
you
I'm
crush
going
it in
to...
your hands instead. I'm just kidding, I'm just
Fuck
kidding.
you.
Well,
The fucking dragon runs through the.
A little baby dragon just running in circles on the ground.
You're like, that's the thing.
That's it. Going
Now
behind that
you
shelf
hold
over
the
there.
egg in your hands very delicately as you pull it.
And like
slowly
just kind of like hover it over the bag ever so slightly and say, "This is it. Can I put it back now?"
Oh my. Honey, look.
Suddenly, Zekrom looks from his quill in his book, and he looks up and he goes, Dear Mother of Gods, is that what I think it is?
I think it is what you think it is, which means that I don't really want it any longer. And I think it'd be better in your possession. And I'm going to gently put it back down in the bag.
Oh my god. Do you understand what you have?
Here's the thing.
You have our eternal gratitude. I do have to make
Oh,
a couple of precautions.
Good God.
Oh, thank God.
I do have to make a couple of precautions to make sure this egg is real. Just a moment, please. You see
She's
Zekrom?
yours now. I'm
Zekrom
gonna
looks-
step back. That is not my problem anymore.
Zekrom looks over the egg, and you see his eyes begin to glow, and his jaw drops, and you can see what looks like a red lighting form in his chest, and it rises, climbs to his throat, and you see flames begin to form, and they spew out, and they cascade over the egg, and you see the egg itself begins to warm a little bit. It goes, and the fire subsides. He looks upon it, and the egg seems to glisten, almost like a golden metal before it fades back to its platinum coloring. And the egg just shakes a little bit, like it's becoming more active from the imbuing flame that came over it. Oh
Good
my
sign, right?
god. Honey, please, gather the townsfolk. We need to hold a meeting. The woman is somewhat
doing about
panicked. She goes running outside and closes the doors behind her, and you can hear as the doors close behind her. Very large doors. Zekrom looks at all of you, and for a moment, very stern-faced, almost like he's angry before his angry look grows into a gentle, warm smile. And he goes, You all are to be celebrated. This could save Orun's kind. The gift you've brought us is priceless. We're gonna celebrate all of you today in honor of the great thing you've done for us. Please accept our humble invitation to be a part of our celebration. What you have brought here is... it's beautiful.
I'm
May we
so
may
glad
we-
you like it.
group for a minute and speak before we accept your invitation? Though we are humbled, absolutely. And I would
We're
love
very
to be a part of-
grateful. We
I would
just
love
don't
to
know
be a
how
part
long
of
we
your-
should stay.
And it,
Well,
I
I can
actually,
assure you, as long as you're with us, you are protected.
we are eternally grateful for
But
that.
please have your meeting.
Thanks.
Let's scuttle off this direction. I have no legs. Okay.
So, did they? It
Fucking
looked like
loves
that
it.
went well.
He
Fantastic.
loved it.
We,
They want to celebrate us.
I think
Oh.
we need to stay and make friends.
I think it wouldn't be a bad idea to have these guys on our side.
I also think, though, that we should tell him about the guys that have been following us for the egg.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like, that they need to know what's going on. I don't want to stay here due to that. I want to get away from the egg.
That
I
is
think-
also a fair point.
I think we should at least talk to him about it and see what he says. I mean, we're pretty protected here. I think. At least for a night. And if not, we have a whole army of people on our side if anything were to go down.
Why is there Aarakocra statues in here?
That's a fair question.
Couldn't tell you.
It
Can't get
Beats
that
me,
far.
I don't know history. You can ask him.
You can tell O'Flanagan is starting to become imbued in rage. An angry look begins to grow on his face as he looks over to Zekrom. And Zekrom looking back down on his quill and paper, and frequently back to the egg, and then back down, and kind of smiling to himself. And O'Flanagan starts taking steps towards Zekrom.
I'm gonna
Almost
grab
in a
him
rage.
immediately and just
Give-
be like, "Why don't you step outside?" Can I
Give
just
me-
say that to him?
You see, you try to grab onto him, and he says, "Why don't you step outside?" And he just shoulders past your hand. Give me a strength check to actually pull him back.
Can anyone else help me on this?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, someone else help me.
Him.
Fuck.
Alright, hold on.
So
Okay, I'm gonna
Corwin
chase after
goes to
him.
try to grab at O'Flanagan, and as he grabs O'Flanagan's left shoulder, O'Flanagan just moves forward, and it actually causes Corwin to stumble a little bit and fall to his knees.
It's
Oh,
on.
well.
Or we.
Right. I'm gonna try to stop him. I'm gonna say O'Flanagan and grab his shoulder with
Give
a
me a strength
19.
check.
With the
19.
19. Wow.
The little
God.
one remains strong.
O'Flanagan gets about that far up, and you grab him by the shoulder, and he looks down, and he goes,
What?
What are you gonna say to him?
They have Aarakocra statues like they're celebrating their victory over
Maybe
I'm
you
gonna-
should ask. From what I've heard, it sounds like the Dragon Board are kind of split in a civil war right now. Maybe not a civil war, but it seems like there's two sides and they don't quite get along with each other. Maybe these are the good guys. Talk to them.
He didn't
Don't
get mad
start with
when he
anger.
came in here.
He didn't get mad when you came in here.
We can either have a village with us or a village against us. And we
Fine.
are in the village.
I don't
I'll
want
ask him.
another village coming after me. Just saying.
I'll ask him.
So I already did that once.
I've already lived that.
You see O'Flanagan approaches Zekrom, and Zekrom looks at the egg and then looks up to O'Flanagan, and O'Flanagan looks at Zekrom, and they exchange looks, and O'Flanagan says,
Tell me why.
"Why what?"
Your kind killed my race. You killed us. And you have statues.
Look, it is not. We don't We are not happy that we did what we did all those years ago, but we keep these statues here in remembrance of what we did as a penance to keep your memory alive.
You expect me to believe that? To just sit here and believe that you're trying to hold our memory alive? You killed us.
I'm gonna
You
sneak
killed
up
us.
behind O'Flanagan and be like, all right, he has not done anything to you, and he is offering us to get rid of the egg and celebrate us and offer us protection. We need to take a moment. I understand you're angry. I would be angry too. It's really shitty what happened. Completely, this is fucked up. But you agreed to come into this village, and you agreed to not say anything. You can't get us all killed because you're upset. You told us you could come in here.
Aarakocra, if it's worth anything, we have devices passed down from our fathers to their sons, items kept from the raid against your kind, in one of the last raids against your kind. We call them the Aarakocran blades. You see Zekrom leans backwards in his desk, and he pulls out a drawer, and he sees ruffling through some items, and he pulls out 4 blades, each with daggers. The daggers cased in golden-like metal, with jewels running up the sheath, and the actual blade of the dagger itself sticks out and curls to the ballpoint tip like a talon to a Aarakocra. And he lays it on the table, and he says, I personally don't know where they came from, but you are the one who deserves to have them. Please, if it means anything, at least take this as a means to stepping towards a worthy apology. You see O'Flanagan looks down at the blades, and he grasps at all of them and picks them up. He looks at them. You see O'Flanagan actually begins to tear up, and he takes each blade and passes one to each of you. One to Corwin, one to Demonia, and one to Orbweeb. And then he keeps one to his own self, and he says,
I've heard about the Aarakocran blades were held by one chief of each village of the Aarakocra. Thank you. This means a lot.
you see O'Flanagan kind of wipes his face, and he just leaves the room.
Aww.
Does this mean we're Aarakocran chiefs now?
I don't think it means that, but it's definitely a step toward us repaying his kind for what we did.
That was very kind of you.
His race was beautiful and elegant. I've heard stories from my father, who was actually a part of those raids. But I don't want to talk about him right now. Thank you so much for bringing us this egg. We would love to have you for our celebration.
That brings us actually to one last piece of this that you deserve to know if you take this egg.
Yes.
We've had men or something, many men-like things following us for this egg. Only one has named himself. Well, we got followed by a group of monsters. They called themselves the Cult of Vecna, I believe. And they have been attempting to kill us.
You see, as you say that, Zekrom raises a talon to his forehead, and he kind of scratches a little bit, and he goes, "Oh,
Yeah.
I've heard stories.
We have murdered. We've
What-
taken
what-
care of one of them.
Yes.
One member. I don't know if he's a
Who?
part of the cult. His name is slipping my mind out of character. Oh my god.
Rothkin.
Rothkin, Jesus. I kept saying Zethkin in my head because I had Zekron's name.
Yeah. Was Rothkin a dragonborn?
Aye.
I regret to say that he was. He attempted to kill us twice,
Where is he now?
Thrice.
3 times.
You see, as
he
he
is
asks
in-
that question, you can tell that Zekrom looks concerned.
He has passed in the mountain pass, a few miles back before your town.
He's
We
no
had
longer
no other
with
choice.
us.
He isn't, and I'm sorry. We had no other choice but to protect this egg and ourselves. He caught us blind.
He was always rebellious.
Maybe he was possessed by something. I mean, I don't know. We met an old decrepit man that turned into a monster. I don't know what got I don't know.
He's for sure dead.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I never wanted him to become that way. I tried so hard to give him a good childhood.
I'm sorry to be the one to tell you this.
I guess I wasn't a good enough father to him.
Hey, like I said, he could have been possessed. I don't know. We've
he
met
go-
many of...
Did he go peacefully?
He did. It was a swift kill.
I guess that chalks me up to being a failure of a father.
Well,
Put it like that?
you can't. There was no way you could control the choices that he made.
Power does a lot to people.
It does. And from what it sounds like, this cult is pretty powerful, and I'm sure he used that to manipulate your son.
We've seen many very innocent people taken aback by this.
I've heard stories. Tell me his name again.
The cult of Vecna?
yeah.
Of
Vecna.
Vecna.
I've heard stories about a man Prometheus created a guild way back during the Civil War called the Order of the Dragon. And this Vecna was a member of that guild. I don't know what happened to him, where he is now. But my guess would be, if you have the egg with you, he is not far behind. But he has never really been one to attack directly himself. He's always hid in the shadows.
Seems that he gathers a lot of minions.
The cult of Vecna.
It only seemed appropriate to warn you that you may be in danger. You probably are.
You probably. Yeah. And
No, he wouldn't dare attack my village. It's not in his path.
Was he also one of the fellas who said that he was part of the Sins? Am I thinking of the same thing that he said that he was or am I thinking of something else? Didn't he say he was part of some form of sins?
Sin.
Oh,
Singe.
yeah.
Didn't he say he was
Yeah.
greed or gluttony or no something
It
along
was a
those
G.
lines?
It was
Yeah.
a G.
He said he was part of the sins of the transgressions that have gone past. Something like that.
I've never heard of anything about that. No.
Agreed avatar. That's what he was.
That thing.
I have no idea what that is. I'm sorry.
Well, it's more information for you. We don't really know what it is either.
Interesting.
Kind of washing
I
our
just-
hands of this as far as getting rid of the egg.
We're attempting to.
There's one more thing. By possessing this egg, I don't really know why Prometheus gave it to you. But doing so, and bringing it as far as I'm sure you've done, you are honorary members of the Order of the Dragon. We
A
congratulate
title?
We congratulate you for traveling all this way. There's one more thing you should know about me before you get... It's something I advise anybody who's a part of our guild to know so they don't believe there's any conspiracy amongst us. I'm Zekrom. My brother is Reshiram. And we are the sons of the Tyrant King, Arceus. And that is where we will leave the session.
Cool.
Ooh.
Cuckoo. The egg is gone.
Cool. The egg is gone. We are honorary members of the.
And we're Aarakocra chieftains.
Yeah, we are.
Entitled.
We accomplished a lot tonight.
Got all these
Um,
titles and shit.
Today or tomorrow, I'll be adding the Aarakocra blades to each of your inventory, which each have special little things about them that we will learn about in next episode. Episode
Woohoo.
14 of Subspace D&D. I hope everybody had fun, and that's it. So I will see everybody in the next episode. Until then, bye guys.
Toodaloo.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching this episode of Subspace. If you want to find more of our platforms, you can check the links below in the description. If you would like to visit my favorite podcast out there, Bull 4 Podcast, you can find their links also in our description below. You can find them on Spotify and your other favorite podcast networks. Don't be afraid to click one of these links up here. We'd super appreciate it. Until next time, adventurer, have a great rest of your day and happy questing.